She was the ultimate crush in the 1980s, when everyone admired her for her beauty, charisma, and undeniable talent. Not everyone is aware of her current appearance, despite the fact that she is still a legend in her own right. We're talking about Willie Nelson, the attractive and well-known figure who gained popularity in the 1980s. You read properly, yes. She used to be the pop culture darling, but she has since evolved into a whole different but equally fascinating individual. In this video, we'll examine her present pursuits, the ways that time has shaped her, and her incredible transformation from the world's biggest crush to the woman she is today. Stay until the very end because you won't believe how much she's changed and how far she's come. Let's begin. Willie Nelson was all over in the 1980s. She was the buzz of the town, a rising star with a fascinating charisma who was more than just a gorgeous face. Even if it didn't hurt, she wasn't as successful in the 1980s because of her appearance. Willie was a multi-talented artist who also sang and acted. She rose to fame as a result of her ability to enthrall audiences with her voice and personality. She seemed to be on the covers of every movie, TV show, and magazine. Let's face it, she was the decade's biggest crush, and everyone looked up to her. Whether it was her effortless beauty, her endearing grin, or the obvious glitter in her eyes, Willie made us all fall in love with her. She rose to prominence as one of the most adored women of her era. It was not surprising because she was the talk of Hollywood and few people could match her magnetism. But as everyone knows, Willie's public renown peaked in the 1980s before waning. Then what? Let's take a closer look at her life story from her ascent to prominence to her present position. During their first few years of fame, many of the biggest performers, including Willie Nelson, lost their public appeal. She stepped away from the spotlight for a while, but she didn't entirely disappear. In reality, Willie's story is one of perseverance, self-reinvention, and embracing a new phase of life. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Willie deliberately chose to keep out of the spotlight. She decided to focus on her family, her health, and her hobbies away from the spotlight. She may have escaped the media frenzy, but her fans never forgot her. In fact, they have been waiting impatiently for her return. Over the years, Willie has made sporadic appearances in motion pictures, television shows, and public events, but her true personality has always been found outside of the Hollywood bubble. By living a simple existence that is just as captivating as her on-screen persona, she has shown that real life is just as important as notoriety. How does she now appear? If you have been following her journey closely, you know that Willie Nelson has matured well, much like a fine wine. Although she still has the warmth and charm of the 1980s, she now radiates a different kind of energy, one that is more subdued and self-assured. Recent photos show that Willie has graciously accepted her age. The flashy clothes and glamour of Hollywood's golden age have given way to a more relaxed, elegant style that fits her far better. She is often seen wearing casual, comfortable clothing and with slightly grayer but still colorful hair. Her grin still conveys the same warmth that once made her famous, even though it may not be as wide as it once was. One of the most noticeable things about her right now is the joy in her eyes. She has clearly had a great life and is a smart woman as a result of her experiences. If you were enamored with her in the 1980s, her beauty hasn't lessened. It's just transformed into something even more breathtaking. Willie Nelson has made a name for herself in a variety of industries outside of music. Over the years, she has been well known for her charitable activities, her support of causes close to her heart, and her work as a mother and grandmother. She has embraced her role as an advisor and counselor to the next generation, especially to women working in the entertainment industry. Her influence is still felt today, despite the fact that she is not as well known as she once was. She continues to share her expertise and experiences via in-person interviews, social media, and public appearances. It is quite amazing to see someone who has led such a prosperous, fulfilling life and career take the time to help others and give back. Her supporters still adore her, and she has found new ways to interact with people through her humanitarian initiatives, whether she is supporting environmental causes, fighting for women's rights, or simply spending time with her family. Willie Nelson is not your typical celebrity who falls into obscurity. She is still changing the world, but in a unique way. Although it's easy to get caught up in the glamour and splendor of fame, Willie Nelson's legacy is what truly sets her apart. She is well known for living her life as she saw fit in addition to her skill and attractiveness. Her choices have earned her respect both personally and professionally in Hollywood and beyond. Her story is about reinventing oneself and staying true to oneself in the face of society pressure to change. Even though many of the superstars of Willie's day have vanished from the public eye, her influence continues. She has shown us all what it means to mature gracefully, to believe in oneself, and to never stop growing and evolving. That's it. Willie Nelson, who was the talk of the town in the 1980s, is now living a life that is just as fascinating as her childhood. She may not be the Hollywood starlet we remember, but she is certainly a legend in her own right. You will love her just as much now as you did in the 1980s, if not more. She is the perfect example of how elegance, self-assurance, and attractiveness only improve with age. What are your thoughts on Willie Nelson's journey? For more pieces like this one, please remember to like and subscribe, and feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments box below. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you in the upcoming video.